Okay, AOC finally responded proudly concerning a high school yearbook photo that proves she grew up in a wealthy suburb. She said, "See, I told you I went to high school."
And I can tell you, I know that when I was waitressing and struggling to put food on the table, for a while there, I did. I tried to stop caring. I tried to just keep my head down, work my shifts, and accept that this is just how things are. But that is no way to live, Arizona. It's no way to live. What I do know is that we don't have to live like this. And in fact, we cannot live like this anymore.
This is ridiculous.
A new wave of reactions exploded online after AOC finally spoke up about an old high school yearbook photo that resurfaced recently. The picture, which showed her attending school in an area far wealthier than what she often describes, sparked immediate debate. Rather than ignoring the controversy, she confidently brushed it aside, saying with amusement, "See, I told you I went to high school." It was a casual remark, but critics wasted no time turning it into a political firestarter. In her response, she also revisited her years working as a waitress, a story she frequently shares as part of her political journey. AOC explained how there were times she struggled to afford basic necessities and tried her best to stay focused, keep her head down, and simply push through the difficult moments.
This nonsense from like AOC that he should be impeached is just absurd. Absurd. There's no... Okay, get back to me when you've read the Constitution or get a law degree, because you sound like an... There is absolutely no ground to impeach the president. He 100% was within his constitutional authority and his congressionally authorized authority to do what he did on Saturday.
AOC. What? She's kind of fun in a silly but earnest, wrong but adorable way. She's like your daughter when she comes back from her first year at Brown, full of half-baked, half opinions, in need of some gentle, patient deprogramming. But people have to realize new faces doesn't mean new ideas. Drives me crazy. AOC has never introduced a fresh idea or...
She described how she attempted to block out the frustrations of life, sticking to exhausting shifts and accepting what felt like a system stacked against working people. But that's no way to live, she insisted, and we can't live like this anymore. But as soon as she doubled down on her emotional message, critics sharpened their commentary. Megyn Kelly, in particular, didn't just challenge AOC's narrative. She tore into it with cutting wit and precise criticism. Kelly accused her of dramatizing her life story for political effect, claiming AOC had mastered the art turning ordinary moments into exaggerated emotional performances. Kelly mocked her flair for dramatic pauses, high-energy speeches, and carefully staged viral clips that seemed designed more for trending hashtags than actual policies. Greg Gutfeld, known for his comedic takedowns, wasted no time joining the conversation. He said AOC reminded him of a freshman returning home from her first semester of college, overflowed with half-formed opinions and eager to declare newfound wisdom. According to Gutfeld, she might appear youthful and energetic, but her talking points were as old as a dusty campus poster from the 1980s.
She's like an 80-year-old leftist in a used bookstore. I mean, she may look fresh, but she's as stale as an abandoned futon on the street. It's like, I listen to her, I go, I heard that at Berkeley in 1983. So their problem is, and the reason why they don't have any ideas is they operate on half opinions. Like, what? So by now you heard that AOC, among others, were arrested last night. She truly is an American hero. It was brutal. Taken out in cuffs. Well, technically, her shirt had cuffs. Maybe French cuffs, as she did surrender without fight.
Both Kelly and Gutfeld argued that AOC often recycled worn-out political ideas while packaging them with social media polish. They said her dramatic style overshadowed the emptiness of her proposals, making her speeches feel more like performance art than serious policymaking. The yearbook photo, to them, wasn't the issue. It was her habit of shaping narratives that didn't fully align with reality. But the online audience wasn't ready for what came next. Because once Greg Gutfeld truly got started, The roast shifted from playful jabs to a full-blown comedic demolition, and AOC's biggest weaknesses were just beginning to surface. Greg Gutfeld didn't even wait for a full introduction before launching into his signature roast. The moment AOC's name came up, he reacted as if someone had flipped a switch inside his mind marked unlimited comedy material. His energy shifted instantly, eyes lighting up, voice sharpening.
As for whether it's a good idea, that's a debate we should be having. And look, if we could get congressional approval of the specific action, fine, I'm okay with that too. If you want to bring it to Congress, go ahead and see how that goes. I don't think it's necessary, but...
Oh, let's do it. What happens? You have repeat criminals wreaking havoc. What if we have sanctuary cities? Hey, let's do it. What happens? Finding sanctuary, safe haven. What if we give trans rights? Oh, you just ruin women's sports. You ruin safe spaces. You make kids' lives hell. But
and that familiar smirk appearing as he prepared to dissect her public persona piece by piece. To Gutfeld, AOC wasn't simply a congresswoman with bold views. She was a walking sketch comedy character who came equipped with viral sound bites, expressive gestures, and a seemingly endless supply of dramatic reactions. He joked that whenever she entered a room, it felt like a sitcom laugh track automatically played behind her, whether she intended it or not. Every speech became a monologue. Every disagreement turned into an emotional scene, and every hallway in Congress transformed into her personal stage. He poked fun at her half-opinion politics, claiming she often embraced concepts that sounded deep at first but collapsed under even the lightest logic. Gutfeld said listening to her was like hearing recycled activist slogans from a college campus decades ago, only repackaged with new lighting and better camera angles. According to him,
there's a beautiful little town called Yorktown Heights in Westchester. It's not the fanciest of Westchester towns, but it ain't the Bronx by any measure. And the reason this is relevant is because a congresswoman who you may know as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has been telling us for years that she is from the Bronx. And recently she had a fight with President Trump over tweet, text, truth, whatever. And she played tough and said, "Oh, don't you mess with me. I'm a Bronx girl, and we eat Queens boys for breakfast."
AOC may look fresh and youthful, but her ideas were as stale as an abandoned futon on the side of the street. And then he brought up her recent arrest moment. The incident where she posed with her hands behind her back as though she were handcuffed, even though no cuffs were used. Greg roasted the moment mercilessly, comparing it to a child pretending to be captured during a school play. He joked that if she had been wearing pants with cuffs, she would have pretended those were restraints too, just to complete the scene. Megyn Kelly joined the critique from a different angle, offering a calmer but equally sharp breakdown. She argued that AOC often presented herself as a fearless voice of the people, while simultaneously leaning into overly dramatic performances meant for viral attention. Kelly said AOC seemed to possess a unique ability to transform routine political disagreements into emotional spectacles, as if she were starring in a modern-day political soap opera. She questioned how someone who spoke so passionately about authenticity could so frequently rely on curated online theatrics. The more she analyzed, the more contradictions she exposed, each one peeling back a layer of OC's carefully crafted image. And while the crowd laughed at Greg's punchlines, Kelly's quiet precision created a different kind of discomfort, the kind that cuts deeper because it doesn't rely on humor. But their critiques were far from over, because next Gutfeld and Kelly shifted from mocking AOC's drama to exposing the cracks in her biggest policy ideas, and what they revealed left the audience stunned.